All right, let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, access to national identification remains a critical aspect of governance, linking citizens to essential services and infrastructure. However, the recent announcement by the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has raised concerns as it insists Nigerians must pay for the new multipurpose national ID cards. During a two-day roundtable organized for journalists, the head of card management services at the NIMC, Peter Webu, said the payment will ensure that the cards are produced solely for those that need it. According to the Commission, a total of 115 million Nigerians have registered for the National Identification Number, NIN. Tell me, why must Nigerians pay for a new national ID card?
Well, in the first place, I think, do we need a national ID card in Nigeria? My answer is yes.
Okay.
For so many reasons.
Tell me.
It helps in economic planning. It helps in, understanding the demography of the country in terms of male, female, male, in terms of mortality rate, in terms of infant mortality, in terms of life expectancy. In other countries, the day you are born, you are already listed for identity.
Okay.
And it also helps the country to have a fair idea of what the population of the country is. Because
I thought a population census will solve all of this.
No, you don't conduct population every year, but you have an estimate, maybe every 4 years. Okay. But every year, when people are born, you have an idea. So it helps you to plan,
Okay.
And also crime. We are talking about crime, your ID card is we are talking about people coming from Niger, from Mali, from Chad, coming to Nigeria and all that. So it's very important for us, even to assess social utilities. For instance, Lagos State is paying for so many people in their public schools that are not Nigerians. I know people who are from Chad and all that. I see them, they go to public schools. There's no identity. Anybody can just come in. So it will have impact on public utility. So we need to have an idea of who are the real Nigerians. And I think most countries in the world, they have, identities. The only concern I have is the content of our own identity, the features. Is it linked up with your
BVN?
Is it linked up with name? Is it, is it linked up to, can you, for instance, in EU countries, you can use ID to travel, go from one airport to the other. You don't need to have international passport. So it has a multi-purpose function.
Yes.
You can go to bank and use it to withdraw money. You can even sometimes use it as driver's license. So we need a multifunctional. Your ID card in some countries, there is a tiny chip that is there. So if somebody is
where you're in for your data,
yes, they know where you are. With your ID card, they can tell, okay, this person is in a particular location. So what has been happening in our country is that I don't think our ID card, is rich in terms of the content, in terms of what we could use those things for. And that's why you see a lot of people are not encouraged to go and get, because they just ask, what for? What can I use the ID card for? So, but in other countries where the ID cards are functional, I think I personally don't see any reason why people should not pay for it, if it's not that expensive. But we must be giving services for what Nigerians are paying for. That's what I think,
What are you?
I agree that it should be paid for.
Why?
For different reasons. What he has said, it is not in doubt that ID card is very important for different reasons, so that we don't need to repeat it again. It's very important. Every serious countries all over the world have ID cards, even from birth. So you must be able to know how many people you are and who your citizens are, and people living within the space called Nigeria. Apart from that, why you need to pay for it is that we should not turn it to voter's card, where you want to do an election, you ask people to come and register, and you will see a lot of people will just register. And then when the time comes, and you will see that those who are voting actually do not match those who register for those things. Before, we used to have people that used to have different voters' cards, several voters' cards, using ECOMOG to go and vote. So people should pay for it, so that we'll be able to identify those that have need for those cards. And then two, we'll be able to have the resources to be able to do it properly, so that it won't come to a state where the government will not be able to fund it very well, and it will not achieve what it's supposed to achieve.
Mayor, some persons have argued that a new national ID card at this time is not necessary. What are your thoughts?
It depends on what they want to achieve with the card. You understand? At every point in time, an ID card is necessary. So what is important, the conversation should be what they want, because they said they wanted to add other things to the name thing that we're using.
Okay.
Even if you look at name, you will see that most of us carry temporary card.
Yes.
It's only very few people that have the real original card. Because, like I said, funding and so many things. But it's important that that agency should be well funded, because that duty is a very important duty.
All right, Ade, let's talk about Nigeria's data of Nigerians. So, you remember there was a time like that when they said there was a data breach. The safety of the data of Nigeria, how safe? Now with this, can we say that Nigeria's data, the data of Nigerians are safe or will be safe because of the many things inside of it?
I don't think we have an effective data regulatory system. And that is why there are so many reasons why we can say this. Even a bank that we have been using for 20 years or more than 20 years, when you go to that bank, sometimes you put your fingerprints. You may be there for 10, 15 minutes.
Before it picks.
Sometimes it will even reject your, you may now need to go manual. Sometimes you go to the bank, you want to take money. They are still asking, looking at your face, even though you have put your fingerprints.
Yes.
So, and then when you look about our crime detection mechanism, in other countries, even countries that are in the same third world, India, Pakistan, when armed robbers strike, in less than 24 hours, you see their pictures displayed. Their background, the schools they attended. You see that the whole world,
all by just the fingerprint.
Fingerprint, So they have a record that is very deep. You can commit crime, but it's very difficult for you to escape the claws of law, because there will be a way that they are going to catch you. The purpose of having this data is to ensure that you can monitor activities of individuals for state security,
but have
for
we
national
started
security.
Benefiting
So
it?
I don't think we have an effective data system. Sometimes people have done NIM for several years now.
Yes.
They can't even, they don't have, the NIM is not available for them. And they keep on visiting the office and all that. And part of the problem is that it continues to be over-centralized.
Okay.
In US and all that, you can go to state and collect the same ID card.
It's decentralized.
Decentralized. So, but now if you live in a rural area and all you just need to do is to come to the city center in Maiduguri to come and, you live very far, and then you come and take ID card, you ask yourself, is it really worth it? So we need to decentralize so that it will be accessible to people in their local governments. But as it is now, I don't think, that's why a lot of people are not going for the ID card, because of what use. It's supposed to be a means of even social security, for Nigerians. So we don't have an effective data.
In a place like America, it's just the number that they need.
Just the number, and then your favorite.
So that's the reason for this card.
Yeah.
But
that's the reason for the card.
You remember
when you have the card,
yes.
you'll be able to have the data that you are talking about. Because the difference is that because before we don't have this card, so we don't have records of who live in the Nigerian space. So what they are saying is, take this card, let us know who we are, let us have the records of everybody that is around, so that when you have that record and it's in your database, it's not easy to monitor people, to be able to identify who is who. What you are saying, and the one that you are saying that sometimes when you put your fingertips, it doesn't show. It's everywhere. There was a time that I traveled and I was at Martin JFK, you understand? And it took some time because for whatever reason, my thumb didn't come up. And they will tell you to use another finger and all that. It happens. Technology is not perfect. So that could happen. But if you can get this ID card thing right and have it, because we don't have, people will say that Nigerians, we are over 200 million people. Everybody, at every point, the last time we did census, they said we were 77 million people. But now, everybody will say we are over 200 million people. We're not even sure how many
we are. Just approximating.
Yes. So let us have this ID card. We'll be able to identify how many Nigerians that we have. Then the government will even be in a better position to plan for them. That's why I support that people should pay for it. It should not be exorbitant, but people should pay for it.
Safety of the data of Nigeria.
It is okay.
You remember there was a time when some really said, with 100 naira.
Let me tell you something. That is not foolproof anywhere in the world. It's not foolproof. In America, so many times, you have people, especially from North Korea and Russia, hacking into systems, government systems, top corporation systems. So it's not foolproof.
Well, as cheap as 100 naira.
So it's not foolproof.
Okay.
But eventually we'll get there, because now, you know, before we used to do manual to do our banking and all that. Now, card, you can use your card, ATM card anywhere, is now accepted widely. We'll get there. Okay. That's why banks keep doing this upgrade and all that.
Yes.
And if government decides to do this ID card, of course they will invest money in the technology backup to that database. But you don't get there one day. Okay. It costs money and it takes time.
Now, will the old cards be eliminated?
They will come up with that. But I suspect that it will be eliminated, because if you have a new card, there will not be any need for the old card.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, we usually come up with this argument when there's a challenge for Nigeria. It's always global. But, you know, we are looking at the degree, the percentage.
Okay.
For instance, for the past 1 week, just to access money from ATM, my own ATM.
Because banks don't have money.
Just to access. No, they will tell you, you know.
Are you aware that they don't have money?
Why don't they have money?
No, I don't understand that.
The same money you cannot get from banks. One ordinary man or the POS, you don't have money.
Exactly.
Because there are fundamental problems. They don't pay more than 10,000.
There are fundamental problems we have to address in this country. You can't compare ourselves with what goes on.
I don't know why that is.
There are challenges.
Because you will see people who change money from parties having a lot of money.
You are now selling naira. You want to collect 10,000 naira. You pay commission on naira. Go to Abuja, you see people selling naira to buy naira. Should that happen?
It shouldn't.
So I mean,
that is another.
That's another conversation.
We have a lot of challenges.
Tell us why
the IT system in Nigeria.
But do you foresee any problem, maybe challenge for us having? I still keep talking about data. Having all of this data in one place. Do you foresee any challenge?
No, I don't. That's why I'm explaining that.
It's going to be seamless.
No, it's not going to be seamless.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that if they introduce the ID card, you understand. If they capture you, everything will be in a database. You understand? It will be in the database. Yes, there will be teething problems at the initial stage.
Okay.
But you do not say because there will be problems, you will not embrace technology. Okay. You don't have anything. That's why I give examples of banks. Okay. Banks used to do teller. You go to a bank, they will give you tally number. You will sit down. We don't do that anymore because they invested in technology. I remember that when the governor of Central Bank said they wanted to introduce cashless society,
yes, we
thought it wouldn't be possible. How can we be saying we are not America, we're not Europe, why would we be sending? But now a lot of people don't spend cash. Sure. They transact through their banks or either transfer or use their card. Okay. So eventually we'll get it because, like I said, you have to invest money on technology. If you want to do ID card for all Nigerians, you have to capture them. There must be a database. It's a simple thing. And for you to do that, you must invest money in technology. And the more you invest money in technology, the more you do upgrade, you will get there. Okay. But we must start from somewhere because there's a need for us to have a national ID card.
They said the card will be used for payments, identification, even travels. Lots of data on one card. Do you foresee, challenges?
It happens, that's what some other countries do.
That's what they do.
But just like I've said, it should be, in other countries, it's not just the national ID card. You can also use your international passport.
Yes.
But you know that in America, a lot of people don't have passports.
Yeah. I'm just talking about Nigeria.
They use the ID card.
You can use your international passport. So it's not just that, or driver's license.
Yes.
Let's say if you are above 18. But the thing is that they should give us quality service for what Nigerians are paying for. All
right then. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation.